Alright, so today I'm going to be changing out the alternator. This one is no longer working. I'm going to turn the car on and let you guys see what I mean by no longer working. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but if you guys can hear that, like, it's almost like a whining noise. But that noise that you guys are hearing, it's coming from this alternator that is not working anymore. So I'm not going to be able to hold the camera and get this off, but I'm going to show you guys the process of getting the alternator off and replacing it over the course of me doing it. You guys will need a 13mm socket. I connected the extension to it because there's a line in the way, and I can't reach it with just the socket, even the long one, so I need an extension to reach it correctly. I want to take off, you want to take off this bolt right here, and there's a bolt down here that you want to take off because that gets the connections off. Honestly, I'm probably going to take this one off first. And then down below, there's going to be another bolt, which I'm going to have to get to underneath. It's the only way I'm going to be able to get it. So, but for now, I'm going to take this connection off here and take the bolt down underneath, and then I'll take this one off. And one thing I did forget to mention, before you ever touch the alternator to replace it, you want to unplug this battery. You do not want them to be feeding energy to another. You definitely want this battery unplugged before you touch this alternator. Alright, so I unplugged the battery. Now you always unplug the negative side first, then the positive side. You never do the positive side first. Now when you put the battery back on, you plug up the positive side first and then the negative side. So it's just the opposite direction when you plug it back up. Alright, so I got this little tiny washer bolt thing out. It was connecting the power line to the alternator, which is why you want to unplug the battery before you even touch the alternator. It was I believe a 10mm socket to get that off. It was actually pretty easy. So now I'm going to move on to the bottom bolt. Alright guys, so I finally got this bolt out. It was on the bottom of the alternator. I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get off, but all it took was a little bit of elbow grease and it came right out. The problem is, to get that bolt, you need to actually be under here to get it, so there's not a lot of room. I got lucky and it came right off. So I only have this bolt left, and then it should pretty much come right out. Getting this old one out took me longer than I was expecting. It didn't want to come out. You have to like wiggle it after you get everything off of it. So it had these two connections on it right here and the belt on it. So you have to take the belt off. I just laid it right there so it doesn't move or anything. And then there's going to be this through the alternator holding onto the car, as well as they're here going onto this side. And then also has this one for the top. Oh no, this one for the top. And then this one was to hold in the electrical cords. So now I'm going to put the new one in. Finally got it out. As you can see, my hands are beautiful. Oh yeah, my arm. It took me a while to get it out, more than I was thinking, but it's alright, at least I did it. So this is my new one here. Oh, my goodness gracious, why are these always so heavy? Alright, as you can see the difference, look at the coils inside the new one. Look at all the coils inside the old one, just look at the difference. And it's all rusty, the old one, the new one looks pretty good. Alright guys, so I am super tired. I've been working on this for a couple hours now because it's my first time doing an alternator, and it's dark outside. So yeah, this is my first time doing it. I did it. Make sure before you put all the bolts on that you put your serpentine belt back onto the alternator before you hook everything up, because I had to go back and take everything back down and put it back on because I didn't think about that when I was putting it in the first place. I would say if I was going to rate this installation for a first-time person doing it from 1 to 10, I would say it was a good 8. And yes, it's the next day. So after I changed the alternator out with the new one, for some reason, the serpentine belt isn't spinning anymore. So I'm going to take the alternator off and I'm going to try to test it. And then go from there and then try to reinstall it. Maybe if I take it out and test the pulley on it, and then maybe I'll try to switch it out with the old pulley, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna try instead of uninstalling this completely quite yet. So I noticed when I installed this last night, I had this push all the way forward, though there wasn't enough tension on the belt here. So I'm gonna push this alternator a little bit further back, like this, where there's a lot more tension on the belt. So this is how it was forward. See how much play is in there? And then push back more. Now look, less play. I already checked the serpentine belt here, and it's in all the grooves. So I'm gonna do this, push this a little back to get a little bit more tension, because not enough tension could also cause it not to work. Alright guys, sure enough, it was the belt that was loose. I tightened it up more, and sure enough, there it goes. There it goes. Look at that, guys. I am super happy. That's literally all it was. Now, you gotta think about this. I was installing this at night, so I couldn't really see the serpentine belt very well. So once I came out here this morning, I saw it, and I was like, alright, there's a little bit too much play to the serpentine belt. And there, sure enough, the battery light is completely gone. I am so happy. I am so happy that I was able to figure out what happened. But, you know, doing this kind of stuff at night, outside, can't really see, even though you have a light on above you. It's like, it is what it is. But at least I was able to figure out why it wasn't working, and it was all just because the serpentine belt didn't have enough tension. So I am super happy about it. This engine is actually super easy to work on. Super easy to work on. And I am very glad that I got this car. The engine's great. It's working amazing so far. The alternator works. The serpentine belt is great. Battery light turned off. This car is a beast. It's ready to go. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all have a great day. Peace.